What if the screen you are looking at right now suddenly went black and stayed that way for days, weeks, or even months? Modern civilization runs on a fragile technological web that wraps around the entire planet. And one of the biggest natural threats to that system does not come from hackers or artificial intelligence. It comes from the star that powers our entire solar system. The Sun is currently near the peak of its 11-year activity cycle, known as solar maximum. During this phase, the Sun produces more solar flares and massive eruptions called coronal mass ejections. These eruptions launch billions of tons of magnetized plasma into space at millions of miles per hour. If one of these clouds is aimed directly at Earth, it can trigger a geomagnetic storm. We know this because it has happened before. In 1859, Earth was hit by the most powerful solar storm ever recorded, the Carrington Event. Auroras lit up skies as far south as the Caribbean. Telegraph systems malfunctioned worldwide. Operators reported violent sparks, electrical shocks, and even telegraph paper catching fire. Back then, our technology consisted mostly of copper wires. Today, the situation is very different. Our planet is surrounded by an enormous network of power grids, satellites, data centers, and fiber optic communication systems. A powerful geomagnetic storm can induce electrical currents in long transmission lines. These currents can overload grid transformers, the massive machines that regulate electricity for entire regions. If enough of these transformers fail at the same time, large sections of the power grid could collapse. Replacing them is not quick. Many are custom-built, weigh hundreds of tons, and can take months or even years to manufacture. A prolonged grid failure would ripple through every layer of modern society. Water systems rely on electric pumps. Food supply chains depend on refrigeration and logistics networks. Transportation systems, financial markets, and emergency services all depend on stable electricity. And then there is the internet. Fiber optic cables themselves are resistant to geomagnetic effects, but the internet still relies on power infrastructure, satellites, data centers, and electronic repeater systems. Some of the most critical connections run across the ocean floor. Subsea cables link continents using repeaters placed every few dozen kilometers to amplify signals. If supporting infrastructure or power systems fail during a severe solar storm, large parts of the global network could go offline. Entire regions could temporarily lose connectivity with the rest of the world. The internet would not vanish permanently, but restoring damaged infrastructure across multiple continents could take a long time. This reveals a deeper truth. Human civilization has become tightly coupled to a vast digital infrastructure. Electricity, communication, finance, and global logistics all depend on systems that must work continuously. Scientists know that extreme solar storms are a natural part of our sun's behavior. The next one could happen tomorrow, or it might not arrive for another century. But when it does, the real question will not be whether technology fails. The question will be how prepared our civilization is to recover. If you found this deep dive valuable, please like the video and subscribe for more mind-expanding science. And tell me in the comments, what part of modern life would be hardest for you if the global power grid suddenly went down?